the channel for westerns and more.
You take courage from each other and you come armed. Well, there are enough of you. All you need is one man with enough stomach to die first.
Do you know what they call you, Jared? The Widowmaker.
Actors considered mismatched in westerns. Here's a detailed look at actors who can be considered mismatched in western films. Those whose casting was unconventional, surprising, or clashes with the genre's typical expectations due to their usual roles, acting style, or the film's unique approach. These actors either brought an unexpected flair to the western or appeared out of place in the rugged frontier setting, making their performances stand out. I've included 10 notable examples with explanations of why they were mismatched, their roles, and how they impacted the films. Please comment. If you enjoy this video, hit notification to get my new videos. Check out my channel and Facebook page. The links are in the description. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. Marlon Brando in One-Eyed Jacks, 1961. Marlon Brando, famed for his intense method acting in dramas like A Streetcar Named Desire, wasn't the typical stoic cowboy audiences expected in westerns, like John Wayne or Gary Cooper. He plays Rio, an outlaw seeking revenge, delivering a brooding, emotionally raw performance, which stood apart from the genre's usual restraint. Brando's psychological depth added a new layer to westerns, though his style of self-direction, taking over from Stanley Kubrick, made the film unconventional. It's now seen as an early revisionist western, challenging the genre's norms with an introspective, actor-driven approach.
Everything I told you about last night was lies. I make my living robbing banks.
You only shame yourself.
Get up, you scum-sucking pig.
You think that to kill him would make you a man? Won't you try to forget this?
Forget it? Not as long as I breathe. You're a one-eyed jack around here, Dad. I've seen the other side of your face.
Jack Nicholson in The Missouri Breaks, 1976. Known for his wild, manic energy in films like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Nicholson's quirky persona didn't fit the mold of the stoic Western lawman or outlaw. As Clayton, a regulator, bounty hunter, he uses odd disguises and eccentric tactics, clashing with co-star Marlon Brando's equally over-the-top performance. The film's bizarre tone, driven by Nicholson and Brando's unconventional styles, turned it into a surreal western that flopped initially but later gained cult status, bringing a jarring, offbeat energy to a traditionally serious genre. Audrey Hepburn in The Unforgiven, 1960. Hepburn, the epitome of elegance in films like Breakfast at Tiffany's, seemed out of place in the dusty, rugged world of westerns. She plays Rachel, a mixed-race woman raised by a white family, a role that didn't suit her refined image and sparked controversy over authenticity. Her star power drew attention, but she struggled to fit the frontier setting, making the film an odd footnote in her career, highlighting the western's occasional mismatch of big stars with unsuitable roles.
You've got a bird in your pretty hair, man. Dark. Darker than most. That could be the sun. We're gonna have to look at your body.
You little league.
Let the women take her in the house and undress her.
Anyone touches her, I'll put a bullet through your goddamn...
Gene Hackman in The Quick and the Dead, 1995. Hackman, known for gritty urban roles like in The French Connection, played a flamboyant villain in a stylized western, which felt exaggerated compared to the genre's usual tone. As Herod, a sadistic town boss, hosting a quick draw tournament, his theatrical villainy leaned into camp. Paired with Sam Ramsey's hyper-stylized direction, Hackman's performance made the film a postmodern western that split audiences with its bold approach, offering an eccentric take on the traditional western bad guy.
Some people deserve to die. Kill you if I have to ride all the way to hell to do it.
Gene Hackman, there's nothing on this earth that frightens me now. Nothing. And the dead. In this town, you're either one.
James Stewart in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, 1962. Stewart, often the affable everyman, played a cerebral lawyer out of his depth in the violent West, contrasting with the genre's rugged heroes like co-star John Wayne. As Rance Stoddard, he relies on intellect rather than guns, challenging the anti-hero norm. His vulnerability deepened the film's exploration of law versus violence, redefining Western masculinity alongside Wayne's stoicism, bringing brains over brawn to a genre typically focused on physical heroism.
This kind, dude. Now, what kind of man are you, dude?
I'm an attorney at law, and I'm duly licensed for the territory. And you may have us and your guns now, but I'll see you in jail for this.
Jail? Get him out of here!
Wait a minute. One of Mama's pies for Tom.
Looking at the new waitress.
That's my steak, Valance.
Well, you know the rest of it. I went to Washington. We won statehood. I became... Well, you're not going to use the story, Mr. Scott?
No, sir.
This is the West, sir. When the legend becomes fact, print the legend.
He's right, Rance.
Burt Lancaster in The Lawman, 1971. Lancaster, typically a charismatic hero, took on a cold, obsessive martial role that clashed with the Western's usual moral clarity. As Jared Maddox, he enforces the law with ruthless precision, alienating those around him in a grim, unheroic way. His intense performance fit the 1970s revisionist trend, questioning the heroic lawman archetype, adding moral ambiguity to a genre often defined by clear-cut justice.
And a killer is which side of the badge he's on. Burt Lancaster is the lawman. He carried the law. Sometimes he carried it too far.
You hold the law too high. You always did.
Without the rules, you're nothing. You want the law, but you want it to walk quiet. You don't want it to put a hole in your pocket. You take courage from each other and you come armed. Well, there are enough of you. All you need is one man with enough stomach to die first.
Do you know what they call you, Jared? The Widowmaker.
The lawman. He gave the West justice up to its neck. Then he rammed some more down its throat. Some people called him the Widowmaker.
Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain, 2005. Ledger, an Australian actor known for dramas, played a repressed cowboy in a neo-Western romance, subverting the genre's hyper-masculine cowboy image. As Ennis Del Mar, his quiet, emotional struggle with forbidden love broke from traditional Western heroics. Ledger's sensitive performance made the film a groundbreaking exploration of love and identity in the Western framework, expanding the genre's emotional and thematic scope.
You know, it could be like this, just like this always.
This thing grabs hold of us in the wrong place.
You don't know nothing about her.
See how bad it gets.
If you can't fix it, you got a standard.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Clint Eastwood in High Plains Drifter, 1973. Eastwood, the iconic man with no name, played a mysterious, possibly supernatural avenger, diverging from his usual stoic gunslinger persona. As the stranger, his brutal, morally murky actions and the film's surreal tone cast him more as an anti-hero or villain. His role marked Eastwood's shift towards darker, revisionist westerns, influencing his later work like Unforgiven, blending horror and Western elements in an unexpected way.
They didn't know him when he drifted into town. Now they'll never forget him.
Who are you?
Robert Mitchum in Pursued, 1947. Mitchum, a noir staple for films like Out of the Past, brought a brooding, fatalistic vibe to a Western, merging genres unusually for the 1940s. As Jeb Rand, his haunted past and laconic style made him a noir-like figure in a frontier tale. His performance introduced a darker, introspective tone to Westerns, paving the way for later genre hybrids, fusing noir and Western sensibilities in a unique way.
I wouldn't try that if I were you, Grant.
I'm sorry, Jeb, for all the wrong I did you. Forgive me.
You didn't have to ask me that. You've given me back my life.
Mother. I told you once, Jeb, never to look back. Look ahead. I tell you that again now.
We couldn't then. But now we can. And will.
Take your wife home, Jeb.
Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood, 2007. Day-Lewis, a method actor of period dramas, played an oil baron in a neo-western, far from the cowboy or outlaw archetypes. As Daniel Plainview, his obsessive greed in early 20th century California subverted the heroic pioneer myth. His towering performance turned the film into a critique of capitalism, reimagining the Western themes, bringing a modern, genre-bending intensity to a frontier narrative. Why these actors stand out? These mismatched actors enriched Westerns by defying expectations, whether through their atypical casting, Hepburn, Ledger, bold acting choices, Brando, Nicholson, or roles that twisted genre conventions, Stewart, Eastwood. Their performances often led to films that pushed boundaries, from psychological depth to stylistic experimentation, showing the Western's versatility beyond its traditional roots. If you enjoyed this video, hit notification to get my new videos. Check out my channel and Facebook page. The links are in the description. Please comment, like, share and subscribe. I appreciate it. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
With these people.
Special note.
My right name is Marion Michael Morrison, and the studio decided that it was not American enough for a boy who was going to play Breckenridge Coleman in The Big Trail back in 1929.
John Wayne died of stomach cancer on June 11, 1979, aged 72. He was buried in the Pacific View Memorial Park Cemetery in Corona del Mar, Newport Beach. According to his son Patrick and his grandson, Matthew Munoz, was a priest in the California Diocese of Orange. Wayne converted to Roman Catholicism shortly before his death. He requested that his tombstone read, Feo fuerte y formal, a Spanish epitaph Wayne described as meaning ugly, strong, and dignified. His grave, which was unmarked for 20 years, has been marked since 1999 with the quotation, "Tomorrow is the most important thing in life. Comes into us at midnight, very clean. It's perfect when it arrives, and it puts itself in our hands. It hopes we've learned something from yesterday." Rest in peace, Marion Robert Morrison, aka John Wayne, Duke.
I've grown to realize that that's a part of being in the business I'm in, and I love people, so it doesn't bother me too much.
They don't want to pick fights with you or anything like that?
No, they seldom do that. But it's usually the other way. It's, you go into a strange place and you see a friendly smile, somebody says hello, walk on by, and then you can see them make a quick turn. They say, where do I know that fella from? You know, you get that reaction. But it's usually friendly, even among the liberals.
The channel for westerns and more.